ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Wait, Mr. JB, let's get you a little more in profile. That's the boy. Fine. I got 4 brand new friends. Nice thing about this show is you're always making new friends. The horse's name, or the pony's name, is Mr. JB, and he is one of a new breed called Pony of Americas. You'll learn about that in a minute. The 3 young ladies riding him are our contestants, and I'm going to take the reins from you, honey, if you don't mind. Mr. JB, you just hold steady there now, son. I'll get these young ladies off. I'll take you first, number 1. You just come down here and go on spot number 3. There you go. And in the middle, we take you down and put you over here on spot number 2. Hold it, Mr. JB. There you go, baby. Now, number 1, you come on right down here to me. There we go. Now, Mr. JB, you come on over. Well, first of all, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's all say hello to the panel here on To Tell the Truth, huh?
Bill Cullen. Peggy Cass. Host of Beat the Clock, Gene Wood. And Kitty Carlisle.
Here we go. Now, Mr. JB, if you come over here and help me read. First, we're going to ask our announcer to find out, Bill Wendell, to find out who the 3 young ladies are. Would you do that for us, Bill, please?
Happy to, Gary. Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Amanda Cobb.
Number 2.
My name is Amanda Cobb.
Number 3.
My name is Amanda Cobb.
And here is the high-riding story of Amanda Cobb. She says, I, Amanda Cobb, ride on a pony just the right size for me. He is a Pony of Americas, a new breed that is as small as a pony, with the look of a standard horse and the markings of an Appaloosa. Pony of Americas are very good-tempered and small enough for someone my size to take complete care of. My pony and I compete in horse shows in the walk-trot class. I am proud to state that I have won ribbons in 7 of the 9 shows I have been in. I won the walk-trot class at the Pony of Americas International Show. Signed, Amanda Cobb. This is one of our better sessions. We have sitting across from us 3 beautiful young ladies, all of them claiming to be the champion pony rider, Amanda Cobb. And let's start the questioning with Buffalo Bill Cullen.
Yeah, you know, joking aside and in all seriousness, when I was their age, there's one thing in my life I wanted, and was a pony.
Me too.
And I never got any because I live in the city, but anyway, whoever you are, congratulations. Amanda, number 1, I will ask you first. How long has that breed, the Pony of America, how long has that been around?
Oh, pretty long. About 10 or 11 years.
Uh-huh.
So,
Now, this one that you have, number 1, I'll stay right with you. Is it a he?
it's a he.
How old is he, number 1?
He is about 10 or 11.
Uh-huh, he's been around since the beginning there.
Yeah.
Which is more than most of us can say, number 1. Number 3, when you buy a pony, when I was a kid, my mother wanted to buy me one of those ponies. If they had been around, how much would a job like that cost me?
I don't know.
See there? You married, are you, number 3?
No.
Number 2, do you have any idea of how much a pony in that particular model with those accessories would cost?
No.
No. Okay, I'll stay with you, number 2.
I'm sorry, Bill. Yes, leave her, and we'll go to Peggy.
Number 1, was that a Western saddle on your horse?
Yes, it was.
Number 1, where are you from?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
And do you live on a farm?
No, but we have a barn in back of our house. It's not really a farm.
That makes it a farm by me. If there's a barn, it's a farm. Now, number 2, where are you from?
Princeton, New Jersey.
Oh, and does your daddy breed these horses, or did you just buy it?
He breeds them.
Oh, then you live on a farm, right?
No.
Okay. Number 3, honey, do you live on a farm?
Yes.
Oh, good. Where is the farm?
In Tully.
Tully where?
It's down near Syracuse.
Oh, down near Syracuse, New York. Number 3, how many hands high is your pony?
I don't know.
You see a lot of that pony, right?
Yeah.
Do you ride him every single day?
Thank you, Peggy. We're going to go to Gene Wood.
When my 2 daughters, Alexandria and Mia, see this horse, they are going to flip out. They're crazy about horses and riding. And I'm going to start with number 2. Number 2, when you mount a horse, from which side do you mount?
Left.
Excellent. Now, how is number 3? How is an Appaloosa marked? What are the markings?
Well, they do have spots, and they're like a POA, but they are not a POA because of the blanket.
Fine. Number 1. What is a foal?
A foal is a baby that comes at.
Excellent. Number 2. What did you pay for your horse?
I don't know. My father got it.
Number 3. Do you know what the horse cost?
No.
Now, there was a young man.
It's a smart girl who doesn't ask. Let's go to Kitty Carlisle.
That's true. Number 2, you say that you don't live on a farm. Do you have a barn on your place, too?
Yes.
Well, that constitutes a farm for Peggy.
Yeah.
Number 3, your horse, you say you take care of him yourself. What do you actually do for your horse?
Well, I feed him and I grain him and stuff.
Uh-huh. And number 2, do you wash your horse and curry him and take his saddle off and his bridle and put it back on again?
Yes.
You know how to do all that?
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, when you take his saddle and bridle and put it on, does he stand quite still? Is he good-tempered?
Yes, if it's a horse that is not that well trained, it'll probably stand still.
Uh-huh. And number 1, what is your horse's name?
JB.
Oh.
Well, we got...
We have an echo.
And we have an echo. Well, all
We
three
have
of
an
them know that
echo.
the horse's name is
I
JB.
see. JB. Well, all right, I'll ask you number 2. What does it stand for?
Just JB.
It has no particular meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, does it have any meaning for you, JB?
No.
Uh-huh. Number 1,
Hey, we just got a little ring there, and young ladies, that means no more questions. All you have to do is sit and wait for the verdict. They're going to vote over here, and we're going to try to decide whether they think it's number 1, or number 2, or number 3. The rules say that we pay these young ladies $50 for each wrong vote. We pay them $500 to the group in case of a total stump. And Bill Cullen starts, please.
Well, now, these 3 girls are all excellent, but I tell you, if there's anyone up there who knows horseflesh from the word giddy up or whatever, what with the age of the horse and everything, number 1 has to be mine.
Number 1,
Yes.
you got a hands down,
Number
you say.
1.
All right, so we got number 1, Sean. Peggy, doesn't
I would
agree.
never quarrel with a girl who comes from Tully, which is near Syracuse. Number 3.
Down there.
All right, so we got a 1 and a 3. Gene?
I chose number 1 because she seemed to have quite a bit of information, and she knew about a foal, and that's good enough for me.
All right, fair enough. And Kitty, how you
well,
gonna
number
go?
3 knew about, she said, I feed him, I grain him. It sounded very professional. And then she said, he has a blanket, an Appaloosa. And that sounds very professional. But number 2 was so anxious to tell me the name of her horse. I had a feeling she was sort of proprietary, so I voted for number 2.
Well, no, it's gone all the way across the front there, except number 1 has got 2. We got to see who's closest. The votes are in. Will the real Amanda Cobb? It isn't going to make much difference when they stand up because you're hardly going to be able to tell the difference. But if you will watch closely, we will ask, will the real Amanda Cobb please stand up? Number 3 just stood up. There you go. Thank you, Amanda. You got a good team going with you over there. Let's find out about number 1. Number 1, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Dolly Dawson. I go to Wilson School. I live in Summit, New Jersey. I'm in 3rd grade.
How about that?
Atta way to go, Dolly Dawson.
Number 2, you look vaguely familiar to me, like somebody
Oh, my
I've
gosh.
dreamed about. What is your name? And what do you do?
I know.
My name is Cynthia Nixon. I'm in 2nd grade. I go to PS 75, and my mother works on To Tell the Truth.
And Nixon, she certainly does.
I didn't know you were that
Look at that.
Well, Amanda, I want to tell you I'm glad to have met you. I'm glad to have met both of your friends, and I'm glad to have met Mr. J.B. And thank you all very much for being with us. Take care now. Now we're going to meet a man who knows all about Chinese labor camps and prisons.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is John Pascalini.
Number 2.
My name is John Pascalini.
Number 3.
My name is John Pascalini.
And here is the Chinese compendium of John Pascalini. And he says, I, John Pascalini, spent 7 harrowing years in various prisons and labor camps in communist China. Despite the fact that I was born in Peking, spoke the language, and had a Chinese mother, I always thought of myself as a foreigner in the land of my birth. Eventually, I was arrested as a counter-revolutionary, interrogated, and I signed a confession that ran to the incredible length of 700 pages. I served time in a number of prison camps, some euphemistically named Grass Mist Lane, Northern Precious Village, and Lake of Emergent Enthusiasm. For 7 soul-searing months, I had to fold as many as 10,000 leaves of book paper a day, an experience that left me with almost no fingernails. Right this minute, an estimated 16 million Chinese are incarcerated in labor camps. Most of them will suffer there until they die. I was one of the lucky few who got out. I tell the story of my 7 years of confinement in a book written with Rudolf Chelminsky titled Prisoner of Mao. Signed, John Pascalini. And Kitty Carlisle, if you don't mind, we'll start with you.
Oh, what a terrible story. Number 2, what organization were you with?
Organization?
Yes.
Recently?
No, when you were arrested as a counter-revolutionary. But what sort of an organization did you belong to?
I work in a technician firm in Peking. That's no organization.
Uh-huh. And number 3, how did they force you to fold these enormous amounts of paper? What were the punishments if you didn't?
Well, when we started, being in the slave labor camp, everybody had a different job. It's one of those productive things, and they very profitable for the...
Yes, but how did they force you to do it?
Well, you kind of got the paper, and you had to fold so many leaves, and the more you folded, the more you ate.
I see. Thank you. That makes it very understandable. Number 1, how did you get out?
Well, I happen to be a French citizen, and when the French government recognized the Peking regime, well, they released me as a gesture of goodwill.
How long ago was that?
That was on the 10th of November, 1964.
I see. And number 2, what...
Thank you, Kitty. We're going down to Bill Cullen.
Number 3, what had you done in China in the pre-revolutionary years?
I was in Shanghai working as a tool machinist.
Were you at all politically motivated, number 3, during those pre-revolutionary years?
No, I wasn't. I joined the American Marines because I could speak English.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of was like a liaison officer between the American Marines and the Chinese workers.
Does that, excuse me, does that also hold for number 1? Did you join the American Marines, number 1?
Well, I was working for the American Armed Forces in Peking between 1945 and 1949.
Number 3, I will go back to you. When you were finally arrested and put into these camps that you mentioned, were you then a Marine?
No, I wasn't.
Would that have made any difference had the Chinese government known that you were a Marine?
That was the reason why I was in there.
That you were, although
yes.
although officially not that.
No, you see, at that time things were so bad that even if you spoke English or was any way connected with any kind of American or English people, foreigners as we were called, they would incarcerate you, put you in a transit camp and keep you in there and. For months and months and months, and ask you many questions and interrogations until you just had to sign those confessions. Otherwise, you just keep it. They made life hell out of it.
Number 2, I'm curious.
Thank you, Bill. We're going to go to Peggy.
Thank you. Number 2, were you a Chinese citizen, a Chinese national?
I'm a French.
Oh, and number 3, are you French too?
Yes.
See, now, number 1, were you tried and sentenced to the prison, or how did it happen that they sent you there?
Well, I was arrested, and then I was made, I was interrogated, wrote my confession, tried, and then sentenced.
See, now, number 3, is that a great big, is it a prison camp like a Russian prison camp where they send families, like a husband and wife there, or is it just...
No, they just sent all the political prisoners there, and they sent most of the... There's about 20% women and about 80% men, but most of all the intellectuals that have been reared and raised and educated in English ways, they were the most people that were inhabited all these places.
Thank you. Number 1, where did you receive your education?
Well, I received my education in mission schools, mostly by the Catholic missionaries and Jesuit fathers.
Thank you. Number 2, where were you trained to be a machinist? Or did they, like in the mission schools, they trained you to be that?
In Shanghai Technical College.
I see.
Thank you, Peggy. And finally, Gene Wood.
Number 3, it was stated that in order to get food, you'd had to fold these sheets of paper.
Yes.
If you folded 10,000 sheets of paper, what kind of food would you receive?
Well, the most you could fold was about 6,000. But as you start off with about 600 and you gradually increase, as you get better, you would most likely you would do many more and you would feed well. But after you got 6, if you got tired and they would take it away from you. So and then it gave you such an incentive that as you got the 6, then it would start, if you didn't do any more than 6, they'd take more food away from you.
I understand.
So then you kept going and going till finally you made 10, and by that time you had no fingernails left. It was just impossible to do.
Number 2, what kind of food did you receive? Could you describe the food you received?
Rice, sometimes fish, vegetables.
Yeah. All right. One other question. Number 1, what time did you get up in the morning to start your work day?
Work day in the transit center or in the camps?
In the camps.
In the camps, 6 o'clock in the morning.
And when would you finish?
We finished the day or when we went to bed.
When you finished your work, what time?
When we finished our work, it depends. In summer, it went on until about 7. In winter, we used to work between 10 and 4.
Number 2, did you ever make an attempt to escape?
I am sorry. Good question, but the bell came just at the wrong time, or right time, I suppose, as far as they're concerned. And we're going to have to ballot, friends. Decide whether you think it's number 1 or number 2 or number 3. And Kitty, have you made a decision?
Yes, I have. They were all very good. Number 1 is the only one who had a faint French accent, and they all said they were French. And I think number 1 was brought up in a French mission, so I voted for number 1.
So we go with the 1, and Bill Cullen.
Well, they were all good. Number 3, I think, tried to tell us more than we needed to know, but number 1 is certainly the most inscrutable. And I've always heard that most Chinese are inscrutable. And for that reason, I voted for number 1.
All right, so you got a pair of 1s. Peggy, you are pondering, or you wish you hadn't marked your ballot the way you have, or
No,
something.
I'm glad I marked my ballot the way, but I couldn't hear any French accent. And I was listening for that. But I think it's number 2 because he went to that community college of Peking or something. I thought that sounded right.
All right, fine. So we got 1 for number 2, and how are we going to go, Gene?
I'm going to vote for number 3. And Kitty kept saying to me, because all of a sudden I decided I wanted to change my mind, because she said, go ahead, change it. I said, no, it's too late. She says, change it, see what's happening.
I wanted to show him what happens when you try to change the ballot.
You get clobbered. The reason I voted for number 3 originally was because I thought he was quite extensive. I wanted to change my vote because he wouldn't give me a specific answer as far as the food allotment was concerned, and that's why I wanted to switch off. But I'm stuck with you 3. We'll go down together.
You may not be stuck with him.
Oh?
We do not know yet. But we will know right now. The votes are in. Will the real John Pascalini please stand up?
Either way, I was wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Pascalini. Let's find out about your friends, and good they were. Number 2, sir, what is your real name, please?
My name is Dennis Tan. I'm a menswear importer in New York.
A menswear importer. And number 3, sir, who got Gene's vote, what is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Larry Long, and I'm an assistant golf professional at Tammy Brook Country Club in Cresnell, New Jersey.
I hope he falls in the 18th hole. Larry.
Mr. Pascalini, what is your citizenship as of the moment?
As of the moment, I'm French citizen and I'm teaching Chinese in Paris.
Teaching Chinese in Paris, then just visiting in this country.
Well,
then.
I just came here about 10 days ago.
Oh, I see.
For the first time in my life.
Oh, really?
I've never been in the United States before.
You like?
And I'm very glad to be here.
Good. We're glad to have you. Thank you very much, Mr. Pascalini. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us. Take care. Come see us. Take care.
This is Bill Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.